It's my honor to welcome delighted guests, professionals from the Central and Eastern European countries, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Hungary. Unfortunately, our friend from Poland has to be excused due to unexpected working duties. I don't know what happened, but he had to travel instead to Austin from Houston to Dallas. So anyhow, if I may, we will start. So we are here to talk about the innovation, energy, and talent, and I believe a lot of these topics were already touched. So we will introduce ourselves. So first of all, let me welcome Martin Valko, Honorary Consul of Slovakia to Texas and immigration lawyer, partner of Chavez Valko firm and founder of fantastic startup, LawPilot. Martin, just go ahead and introduce yourself briefly.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be on the panel with you and Andrea. Thank you for the invitation of the UT and World Affairs Council. I saw Stefan here, and he brought me bad memories from the Winter Olympics third place game, Slovakia against Finland. So when you win the first game, then you have to play harder for the third place because they just whooped us. So. Anyways, I always say that I represent Slovakia, but I would say that I'm a Slovak export, Texas import since 1991. I landed here nearby in Dripping Springs from what was known Czechoslovakia some 35 years ago, and this was back when Dripping Springs was just cattle and ranches, and I'm proud to say that I had a kind of a front row seats to the Texas's extraordinary growth, and it's been awesome to see that, and especially how Austin had grown. For the last 16 years, I have served as a Slovak honorary consul, and I also had more than 20 years now. Worked as a immigration attorney, dealing with everything else that you hear on a daily basis in immigration law. But I've been a bridge between Slovak businesses entering the US, entering the Texas market, and also helping Texas investors enter Slovakia, invest in Slovakia, and been working with partners like SADIO, which is the Slovak investment and trade development agency, and other partners. And so I've been focusing on automotive, EV, defense sector, clean energy, working on partnerships with academia. I've signed some MOUs with UT System here in Texas, and also helping Slovak startups and businesses come to Texas, to ecosystems like the one in Austin, with the help of Slovak Pro that Andrea leads here for us. And that's been, a couple of weeks ago here at South by Southwest, we had 15 Slovak companies come and show their talents, and it's just been a great thing to see them, to connect, to get the venture capital, and so that's been really nice. Slovakia is, of the V4 countries, the smallest, but I like to say that we like to punch above our weight. We are a nation of inventors, innovators, from the parachute to the current flying cars. Slovakia has had Aeromobile and the current Air Car, which are actual driving and flying cars. And that tradition continues with being number 6 globally in high-tech manufacturing, and in clean energy and in defense. And so my perspective, that's basically my perspective, is looking at this small country with a highly specialized economy that connects with I would say, most dynamic economy in the world, which is Texas.
Thank you, Martin. Let me welcome also Sándor Foldi from Hungary, who is a trade attaché and vice consulate of Hungary to Texas, placed in Houston. Welcome, and just introduce yourself briefly.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andrea. Yeah, I work as a trade attaché in the Vice Consulate of Hungary of Houston, in almost the same office as this place right here, this podium. I work at the intersection of foreign trade, economic diplomacy, and innovation-based business development. My role is to strengthen Texan and Hungarian relations and help companies to do cross-border investments, also helping Hungarian startups to join the Texan innovation ecosystem, and also advising on policy-relevant data which can be used by decision makers. And you know, the news are true. We're going to have elections in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. And I read somewhere that it's going to be like a life-defining, you know, election. Is it Orban or not Orban? But I think all the governments need investment promotion, and all companies need help if they want to come to the US and come to Texas. So that's why I'm here. I'm trying to help them from Houston. I'm trying to also invite them to Houston, and sometimes I'm the fixer if there is a high-level delegation comes to Houston. So we're trying to help and foster Hungarian-Texan relations.
This is a resilience, I believe, we were talking about. And our last panelist, Levan Bokeria, located in Austin, so he is at home, I would say, director of the Czech Trade. Can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Levan Bokeria. I'm head of the Czech Trade Office, Czech Trade Promotion Organization here in Austin, Texas. In Texas, so far, we don't have Czech consulate, so Czech Trade is the only official representative of the Czech government here in Texas. We don't have consulate yet, but I might be the first kind of person to be posted here from the Czech Republic. But hopefully we will grow, hopefully, and there are some signs that maybe in the near future we'll have a bigger presence in Texas. So so hopefully we'll have a general consulate in Texas soon. But I think it shows that Texas is really important for the Czech Republic, and I'm happy to be here. My role is also to help Czech companies to you know, find partners in the U.S., to forge partnerships, to you know, export, do business, but also to find investments from the U.S. to the Czech Republic. So I'm helping to build the bridge between the Czech Republic and Texas.
Thank you, Levan. So you've heard, my name is Andrea Hrušovská. I am co-founder of HR4U Solutions, but today I represent our non-profit organization, Slovak Pro, which is basically connecting, empowering, and building bridges between Slovakia and United States, or the whole America. Right now, we have more than 3,000 Slovak professionals, Slovak American, let's say, professionals living in the United States. So this is very briefly about us, but we will continue to dive deeper in the Central European economies. And my first question maybe toward all of you would be, what was the main, let's say, robust growth and geopolitical and demographic shift in your countries that you would like to stress here or tell us more about? And what's the nation-defining strengths, economy-wise, maybe energy-wise, that we would like to promote to Texas, maybe Texas investment right now? Who would like to start?
So, as I mentioned earlier, our biggest strength is being and basically high-tech machinery industry, ranked 6th globally, and we got several pillars of our economy, machinery being one, ICT, electronics industry. For decades now, our crown jewel have been automotive. So Slovakia, being the smaller country, is the per capita #1 manufacturer of automobiles in the world. And so we produce 1 million cars a year, a little over 1 million cars a year. There's about nine car manufacturers: VW, Audi, Porsche, Jaguar, Land Rover, and Kia. And just recently, Volvo has been developing and making us basically pivot into e-mobility. I believe we're going to be the largest per capita European car manufacturer, EV car manufacturers in Europe, with 250,000 EVs manufactured in the eastern part of Slovakia in near town Košice. So that's basically what's been happening. But again, in Slovakia as well, as other panelists had mentioned, there is a big emphasis on defense sector. We've grown sixfold since 2022 in the last 4 years, and have been looking also for partners, especially partners here in Texas, for that industry. So for opportunities with Texas or Texas companies, I see like EV supply chain where Texas has Tesla and they have battery infrastructure, defense and aerospace. We've recently joined European Space Agency, signed the Artemis Accords. We, for example, in the defense industry, one of the companies is Way Industries that is demining fields worldwide. And the third point where Slovakia could work with Texas is in the energy tech. So I mentioned earlier, we are 5th in Europe after Sweden, Finland, France, and Denmark. So number 5 in the cleanest energy mix, low carbon energy mix, which is 86%. And by 2033, we're supposed to get it up to 93%.
Wow, and I think we were talking about the energy like whole morning almost, how critical the energy and infrastructure is for the AI tools and data centers and everything. So I believe Slovakia is right now on very good track. How about Hungary?
Yeah, Hungary is best described as an open and export-oriented economy with high manufacturing and innovation services, with the backbone of automotive and e-mobility ecosystem. Just if you think about it, Hungary is the only country outside of Germany where all the 3 German top-tier OEMs are present, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes. And recently, we had the largest EV battery investment pipeline in Europe. That industry is booming in the recent years. Our defining economic strength is a large-scale and highly effective high-precision manufacturing combined with affordable and cost-competitive workforce. If I think about cooperation with Texas, I would mention 3 areas where we would cooperate. First one would be next generation automotive and mobility technologies. Since Texas has the semiconductor, software and AI knowledge, it would fit a natural fit basically for cooperation in the future. The second one would be energy transition, since Hungary is decarbonizing its industrial base, and Texas already an energy innovation hub. I think more projects will come from this area as well. And the third one would be shared services and logistics. Hungary would offer a cost-competitive EU base for Texan companies in relation to IT services, distribution services, and finance services. Just think about the following. ExxonMobil has a huge shared service center in Budapest, employing more than 2,000 people. Recently, Huntsman announced a upgrade in their facilities in Hungary, and we also have HPE, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and S2G, also from Texas, and they also recently upgraded their shared services in Budapest.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that the Hungary is that much growing. Levan, can you share a little bit more about Czech Republic, how competitive Czech Republic can be,
Sure.
and what can economy there offer to Texans if they would like to invest?
Sure. So I think the biggest strength of the Czech Republic is that we got really long industrial tradition. Czech Republic is still the second most industrialized country in Europe. So we got this industrial tradition, and our strength is the combination of the tradition with innovation capacity. So we got the traditional industries as the manufacturing, automotive, aerospace, etc. But now we're shifting to more modern AI, semiconductors, which is something what ties us to Texas as well. Cybersecurity, one of the biggest cybersecurity companies are from the Czech Republic, and etc. So this combination of the tradition and also modernization is something what makes us really competitive, and not just among Europeans, but also worldwide. And what sectors I would pin out to in compare with Texas, I think aerospace is really important because Czech Republic is one of the 7 countries in the world that are manufacturing the aircraft engines. So we're pretty strong in aerospace. Actually, we're really good at exporting the smaller planes, sport planes, and ultralight planes, which has big demand in the United States and especially in Texas, because you got a lot of farms. Everything is far from each other, so you need smaller planes to transport. And Czech Republic is really known in this field. So aircrafts, but also space technologies. We're really good at that. Government is helping Czech startups in this sector, so we got a lot of space innovations, a lot of space startups. So one sector is aerospace. Another sector, it's energy. Texas is amazing in energy, and it's a good example of traditional energy sources and also renewables. And Czech Republic is also pretty good at it. We have diversified sources of energy, and we have a lot of startups, a lot of innovations in this field. So this is something we can cooperate as well. And then there are, of course, traditional industries as advanced manufacturing, semiconductors, automotive, etc.
I would say very impressive for all these countries, because it's important to mention that population-wise, we have 10 million in Czech Republic. How many in Hungary?
Less than 10 million.
Yeah.
5.3 or 4.
Yeah, in Slovakia. And such an incredible, available, educated workforce. And besides the fact that what we have heard in panel before with all the EU regulations. What I can see here is a proof of concept that if we want to, there is a way, there is a will, or vice versa. Sorry, but definitely all of these countries are a proven record that innovation, but also the investments from big corporations are growing and growing. So all three of you were mentioning innovation and a technology. Can you just maybe brief us a little bit about like education, or what are the main stones of, let's say, educated workforce?
So when you mention innovation and technology, Slovakia, being the high-tech manufacturer, sixth in the world, we're in this inflection point where we are trying to shift from that type of economy to innovation-driven with AI and everything that's coming forward. And so we've had, I'm just going to mention a couple of companies that people may know. ESET is one of them. They protect 100 million online users worldwide. The other one is Slido, which is a audience engagement, which was purchased by Cisco. Another one is Cygic, which is a offline GSM navigation system that is incorporated into cars. Jaguar has it, planes have it. And other companies, Innovatrix, which is a dual-use company in biometrics that's used in the civilian life and military. And I mentioned earlier, the growth is in defense, in Slovakia, in aerospace. There's about 50 companies in aerospace. And then also shifting into biotech, we have close to 40-something, 6,000 R&D people working in the R&D. And so when you mention talent base, it's funny, again, it's a small country, but it's got many universities, about 7 technical universities with 14 science parks. We got 30,000 STEM students, 8,000 STEM graduates. 86% speak at least one foreign language. 94% of workforce has completed secondary education, which is the highest in one of the highest in Europe. And I want to give you kudos, because when you were in Slovakia, you've actually put together and devised a STEM curriculum that is currently still in place. 10, 11 years later, which is great, because you work in that field and in the industry, and so you were one of the people behind such a highly knowledgeable workforce, and so that's basically what Slovakia is, again, of 5-some million people. That's been our strength. It's been these talents.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Martin. And definitely, since like we are small countries, it's on one side, yes, there are some rules and regulations, but if you work people to people, we are all humans, and we are like here to help and do it for better, I believe. So yes, thank you so much, Martin, for pointing this out. But Sándor wanted to say something.
Yeah, let me connect to that. So in Hungary, the innovation ecosystem is so-called government-driven and industry-anchored. That means the government, let's say, aggressively investing on innovation and technology. Let me share a story with you. Recently, last year, to be more precise, we had a national astronaut program, and our astronaut Tibor traveled to the ISS for 14 days, and it was a national astronaut program organized by the Hungarian government in cooperation with a Houstonian space company, Axiom Space. And Tibor conducted more than 30 space activities and more than 25 scientific and technology research experiments. And that was selected by an open tender or open competition, basically organized by the government. Literally anybody could sign up for a project, and there was of course, a selection. But after that, these experiments conducted on board of the ISS, and that was driven by the Hungarian government. We have the separate ministerial structure. We even have a innovation agency as well. I've been trying to convince them to come to South by Southwest for like years, but this time they chose that event in Miami, Emerge Americas, over South by Southwest, but I'm trying. Other than that, research and in-space manufacturing would be key in relation to technology and talent from Hungary. We also have a so-called dual education system, which is based on the German version of the dual education system, and that's where students can get the necessary experience and necessary knowledge coming from the companies and first-hand information coming from them.
The world is yours, Levan.
So I'll just repeat what you guys said. We also have a really educated workforce. As I said earlier, it comes from the industrial tradition because Czech lands used to be one of the most industrialized part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire 100 years ago. So we still have the workforce. So this tradition helps us to maintain the technical universities, which are really high leveled in the Czech Republic, and there are a lot of people working in engineering or in manufacturing. So this tradition goes on. What, as a government, we're trying to do is shift from the traditional manufacturing to more added value kind of manufacturing, or not manufacturing, but added value industry. That's why we're supporting R&D projects. We're supporting creating of the R&D jobs, more educated jobs, more. We're trying to attract actually from other countries also educated workforce. So I think Czech Republic is doing really well in it. Maybe it's something market has to solve itself, but government is creating what they can to support it as they can.
Perfect. I believe we have done quite nice promotion of all three countries. And right now I'm looking for if you can maybe find synergies or where already the bridges are existing between Texas and Central Europe. What's working well, where we can exchange the information, learn from each other. I know very far is Czech Republic with the bridge. Why don't you go ahead and tell us more about?
Sure. Yes. So my mission here started 3 years ago when we opened the Czech Trade Office here in Austin, Texas. And Texas is really important for the Czech Republic because we have, I think, around 200,000 people with Czech heritage living in Texas. And there's about 1 million people with some Czech roots in Texas. So there's a big Czech diaspora or people who recognize Czech Republic. But business-wise, our presence wasn't that great. So government decided to open the Czech Trade Office, and we're promoting Texas a little bit more. We have had a lot of delegations coming to Texas, not only politicians but also business delegations. Couple days ago or 2 weeks ago, we had the largest business delegation ever in the United States coming to the South by Southwest. We had more than 60 startups, and we had Czech House, 2 days of Czech presence during the South by Southwest, more than 60 startups. Our vice prime minister was here, head of the Ministry of Industry and Trade. They signed the deal, or not deal, but they signed the declaration of the cooperation between Czech Republic and Texas. So we are doing real steps to build a bridge, and I think I hope the next step will be opening the full consulate here in Austin. That would help us a lot. So I think the last couple of years, this connection between Texas and Czech Republic is growing, especially economically. We are cooperating not just like in the startup space or in technology space, but also in energy. There was a deal signed between Texas and Czech Republic about the LNG gas. So yeah, there's a really bridge alive between our countries.
Congratulations, truly. And Shandor, you've mentioned that you are really trying to persuade the delegation for South by Southwest, but wasn't that much successful. Would you like to add something to that?
I would like to highlight the energy sector.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you might know Hungary has a long history of depending on Russian gas. And recently, the Hungarian government started extremely diversify the sources coming into Hungary. Recently, we had a 5-year-long deal with Houston-based Chevron, providing LNG for Hungary for more than 2 billion cubic meters of LNG. And we also had another investment by Shell, again providing 2 billion cubic meters of natural gas. That's not originally not from Houston, but it's U.S. offices in Houston. And parallel to that, the Hungarian government argues in the EU that nuclear shall be one of the non-politicized aspect of the green transition. That's why we also, it just happened days ago, we had a agreement with Westinghouse in connection with small modular reactors. So the Hungarian government is trying to diversify the existing sources of energy.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I don't know about that big volumes from Slovakia, but definitely the quality is here. Martin, can you name?
Well, I just wanted to add to what Shandor and Levan was talking about, and that's really energy independence these days with everything that's happening in the Strait of Hormuz and everywhere else geopolitically. Having that independence and being able to depend on it and have a strong base energy is very important. We're doing the same thing with Hungary as well, and trying to diversify as much as possible. I mentioned currently we are number 5 in Europe in low carbon clean energy, 86%. 61 is nuclear, 25 is renewables. Texas is all about energy and renewables, and so there is incredible opportunities for cooperation. By 2033, we're supposed to be net energy supplier, exporter with 42 terawatt hours, which is something incredible. And likewise, we've been working with the U.S. in expansion of the small modular reactors. And last month, our Prime Minister had signed, he was here with the Minister of Energy, signed a intergovernmental agreement to build another nuclear reactor with Westinghouse as well, worth about $15 billion. That's in addition to a third reactor that we just put in place in Mochovce. And so when you're talking about EV, supply chain, when you talk about energy, AI, data centers, at least Slovakia is trying to position itself as a hub in that space. You need stable energy. I think we're rated 99.5 out of 100 on the Global Competitiveness Report in terms of delivery of energy, right? So if you have it clean, low carbon, and going to be a net exporter, that's a perfect mix, for Texas companies to do that, to do business in Slovakia in that way.
Sounds awesome. Perfect. I've got the information that we are almost running out of time, but still, behind every innovation, every energy project are people and talent. Can you just very briefly summarize, or who would like to jump into the topic, what are the biggest gaps or opportunities in workforce exchange, education exchange, or these kind of professional mobility bridges between Texas and our countries?
Go ahead.
So I think there's great potential to cooperate, and I'm happy that the University of Texas right here is cooperating with one of the Czech universities, and we have this exchange program, and every semester we have about 6 Czech students studying at the UT. So this is great. I hope we can cooperate a little bit more. We can have more Czech students at UT and other Texas universities. That would be amazing. Recently, there was agreement signed between Zlín region and their university and San Antonio University. So the cooperation is growing. I think it can grow a little bit faster or bigger. That would be great. That's what's concerning the students. The workforce, of course. There's a big demand of the Czech entrepreneurs, Czech startup founders to come here in the U.S. and to scale here, to find investment, to prove that their innovation is working on the big market as well. But there's also always the visa issue. Martin can tell us a little bit more about that because he's working with the startup founders a lot, right? Helping them to get a US visa, and it's not an easy process. So maybe that's the biggest limitation, but there are always ways to overcome that. So yeah, there's a big demand, I think, of really bright minds in the Czech Republic to come to the US and prove their products here. But there are some obstacles they have to overcome.
Yeah, Martin?
Yeah, no, I would just say that mobility is infrastructure for innovation, and
Oh, wow.
and
Say it again.
and mobility is infrastructure for innovation. And
I loved it.
from my perspective as an immigration attorney, it has been difficult. I have a colleague here, a former colleague in the audience, and it has been the most difficult time. And I hear there's 3 more years of this. And I'm not trying to knock. I'm not trying to get political, but once you start putting hurdles in this process, to kind of squander innovation, when you institute $100,000 fees, and you heard it right, it's not a $1,000 fee. I call it $100,000 fine on an H-1B specialty occupation classification. I'm sorry? That's I didn't say that, you said that, but you're killing it. And so when we're talking about partnership, when we're talking about exchange of talent for founders, for faculty, for building accelerators, you need to have that in place, and it's been very difficult. So I think we all need to get together with with obviously institutions, universities, and foreign governments as well, and try to mount some kind of a campaign. I'm not sure if it's going to be too helpful or should be helpful, but we should do that because we won't get where we need to get, and we need to get there quickly.
Thank you so much. Anything else you would like to add, since we are running out of time, and I wanted to give a chance also to our audience to ask questions?
I just wanted to add that since we are an office of 2 in Houston and has limited resources, we're also trying to support short-term student exchanges as well, workforce exchanges. But as the gentleman mentioned, visa restrictions are, struck and
Challenge.
Yeah, it's challenging these days. But we are here, and if the situation changes, then probably it will be more easier with the companies, universities as well. And one more interesting fact that since the federal sources have lowered here in the US, we had a couple of proactive reach outs by US universities, looking out for corporations with Hungarian universities. That's a way that we're exploring and get the talent from abroad if the visas permit.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So do we have any questions or comments from the audience?
Or everybody wants to get to the reception.
Yes, everybody wants to get to the reception, probably. Okay, never mind. Please reach out to our panelists. And I would like to thank to World Affairs Council and University of Texas, and of course to our main guests. Thank you so much, Levan. Thank you so much, Sandor, and thank you, Martin. Unfortunately, Andrei was not able to be here, but asked me to say hello. And besides the fact that Poland is much bigger economy and actually booming right now, the more details will follow hopefully next year. Thank you so much.